certified cannabis health coach and educator, and bringer to you of the homemade health DIY class for kitchen witches. And with me today is my friend who you've seen before because she's super awesome and always offering amazing, cool things to help you, in your wellness journey. My friend Alexandra Mitchell. And we're here today to talk about homemade health. Where are they now? My students, a year later, after giving the full tinctures, topicals, and concentrates homemade health class as it is today. And Alex, thank you so much for joining me and sharing with everyone again, because you were on my channel a year ago saying that homemade health changed your life. I mean, it's a real privilege for me as a teacher, and I hope everyone watching understands it's a real privilege for you to understand what it means to people a year in as a kitchen witch and a DIYer. Where are you now? Welcome, Alex.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's great to be back on the channel.
I always enjoy having friends on the channel. It's like, why have a channel if you can't have your friends over?
Yeah, exactly. So happy to be here. I'm happy to share where I am. Oh, when we have people starting to watch us, this is great. So yeah, I am here. I am way into my DIY journey, and I am, to use one of your words, canna confident. I can make anything, right? I can make anything. Absolutely anything. Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's so awesome.
I'm like so empowered, and so like now, actually, here's how it is. You going through your course taught me not basic is the wrong word. It gave me the foundation. That's a better word. It gave me this foundation, and now because I have all of this knowledge and this foundation, now I can begin to combine things in my own way, do my own way of doing it, right? Because like for me, I don't, you taught me a very, very clean process for making concentrates to remove, fat. I don't even remember what the things are, but the the stuff that makes it green and all this, using this freezer technique. And but I love the taste of cannabis.
You do.
Mine doesn't have to be that, that way. So once I understood how to do it, now I kind of do it my own way. And I might not use the freezer as many times as you do, right? Because I don't mind.
And what a relief for you
Exactly.
if you want to preserve the taste of cannabis. Exactly. Now you know how to do it. If you want to remove the taste, you know how to do that. Your choice now.
Right.
Player's choice.
When I needed to make some CBG/CBGA tincture because I needed it to help with hot flashes, I was able to do that really fast in one day because I knew that if I just did it at room temperature with my alcohol, did my extraction that way, and then took it to my Source Turbo, which best piece of equipment ever. Everyone needs to buy that.
I do have one right here to show the people, just so that I could be like, look, there's a Source Turbo. You too can learn to use this wonderful tiny machine.
Yeah, and I was able to reclaim some of my alcohol and distill my tincture, because I'm using an alcohol tincture in this case, distill my alcohol tincture down to the 6 ounces that I wanted. And it took probably about 14 ounces to do the extraction, right? To be able to cover all of my plant material and do that. And if I didn't have the foundation that I got going through your course, I would have been so scared to do that. But I knew what I was doing. I knew that I was going to have a stronger taste. Like I weighed the pros and cons of needing to get something done quickly versus, this. And I don't stock my canna pantry with CBG concentrate because I normally use it in a multi-cannabinoid combination that I turn into little pills that I take that are in cocoa butter. And so, but in this case, I really needed to I wanted to really test CBG and CBGA around my hot flashes, and I decided to have something that was isolating those two cannabinoids. And so with that foundation of really understanding that you gain through this course, right, of understanding that what all the cannabinoids are, the ways that we can, make medicine from the flower, what we can turn that into. It's just, yeah. What did I do before? I bought really
You know what?
expensive stuff.
I realized what did you do before?
I bought really expensive stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Because there were no multi-cannabinoid products out there at that time. There may be now here in Washington. I think there's nothing that's like what I make that I learned from you, which has all 6 or 5, right?
Yes.
But there's some multis out there.
Yes.
But when I can make it myself versus buying it where I have to, even with the medical card, I am a medical patient here in Washington State. Even with my medical card, it's still really expensive. And so if I can grow my own THC, which I do, and then I can, purchase my CBD and CBG flower from a very trusted grower, my favorite, Horn Creek Hemp out of Oregon, I can make anything, because then I have, with that kit, right? I know you talked to us about Canna Pantry. I kind of think about it as my kit. With
Sure.
that kit, I can make anything that I want. And
Isn't
anything
that great?
that anything that I, my dog needs something. Well, I can make it. I can make it exactly the way that, what she needs versus, I just love the ability to absolutely customize anything that I want. Like if I decided I wanted 6 parts CBD, 1 part CBG, and 2 parts THC, I could do that. I feel totally confident in making a concentrate and turning that into medicine that I can consume. And so I think that is where I am now, of like just being so confident with making and gaining confidence as a grower.
Yes.
As a medical patient, I am legally able to grow here in Washington State for my own use. And it saves me a lot of money to be able to do that, because I need THC to sleep. That is the thing that works for me for sleep. And so I need that, because otherwise I'm awake at 3 a.m. and I can't get back to sleep. So just, learning kind of how you can take care of your own health and customize things exactly the way that work for your body, because as we know, everyone's ECS is different. And so I have ended up with, what works for me. And I love the ability to be able to customize that, Yeah.
Such a successful student for a teacher like me is the independent, confident, making, taking, sharing kitchen witch like Alex right here. Alex, I mean, you hit on so many things I was going to ask you: money savings, confidence. I wonder if you could touch a little bit more on getting better health, your variety of cannabinoids at your disposal that you understand well. I want to unpack for everybody what you said a little bit, just a little bit before you answer that. Look, these are separate skills that Alex is talking about having. She has the knowledge of the cannabinoids and what they can do for her. She has the knowledge of how to work with them, extract them, infuse them. And she has the knowledge of how that, that combination is going to, in my opinion, I call this cannabis solutions engineering, result in a health benefit. So I know you've done some things. I'm going to hold some things up right now to kind of share with the people. You've done some really cool things to help yourself and your family. And I wonder what the benefit a year later, could you share with the folks?
I am in, like, if I go back before you, I am probably 5 years into my journey with cannabis as a medicine. It wasn't until I worked with you that I really got in and started to understand the intricacies of it. But it has changed my life. I have told this story out before, but I used cannabis to come off of anti-anxiety and antidepressants. And now that is not for everybody. And you obviously need to work with your doctor, your therapist, whatever, if you were taking those kinds of medications. But I did it very thoughtfully and very carefully. And what I learned was, hey, actually with cannabis, I don't need those other things. It's led to healing of kind of that piece of my life, right?
Yes.
And then as I continued on my journey, obviously other things have come in. I am a hypnotist now.
I
And
know.
I know. And through hypnosis and working with some of my colleagues and working with myself, I've had even more healing. And I really do attribute that to this. I was talking about your course as a foundation, but I also think about cannabis as a foundation of my health. And
Yeah.
I consume it as if it is a supplement. And I want to be clear to people that I am not high all day long. So
Yes.
I am using it very mindfully. Are there times that I use it recreationally? Absolutely.
Yes.
But my day-to-day life, it is used as a supplement. So when I go to my doctor, cannabis is listed as a supplement. Now, I am in a legal state, so that is very different. But I decided I wanted to try to normalize that, which I know that you are all about that too.
All
Like,
about this kind of normalization. Vitamin weed. I'm with Dr. Ross. We both named Michelle. We're you and me. I'm glad it's catching on. I'm so proud of you. That's a brave
yeah,
and yet us and normal decision to me. To me, it
yes,
should be this way. So making it this way in your world, it's a brave move, and I love it. You know what I mean? I'm really grateful to you for helping what I consider this whole movement.
yeah. And and so I had that part of my journey where I was able to come off of these medications and actually felt a lot better. When I came off of them, I noticed my taste buds returned, my ability to, when you see something that you want to eat, the normal physical reaction is your mouth might water. And
Yes.
what I hadn't realized was that had actually gone away for me while I was on these medications. And as I came off, that came back, right?
Oh,
And then time goes through, right? I trained as a cannabis coach, then I trained as a hypnotist. But in between there, I am 56. I am in the throes of perimenopause. And so what I noticed was if I didn't take my cannabis as a supplement, missed a few days, or I ran out, that I would have hot flashes.
mm-hmm.
And so then I started testing on myself. What is controlling the hot flashes? Because I knew it was cannabis, but because I'm consuming all 6 of the major cannabinoids, I didn't know which one.
Yes.
And so I ended up um, basically testing on myself and figuring out that for my ECS, where I am in my life, CBG and CBGA seem to be the thing that stops the hot flashes. And so, as a woman in perimenopause, CBG and CBGA are not intoxicating. They are legal under the Farm Bill. These are things that you can buy from a hemp farmer, like Horn Creek Hemp.
Like Horn Creek
These are
Hemp, like Streamland
these
Organics.
exactly. These are things that you can do for yourself to take care of yourself. Where a doctor might say, well, you need X, Y, and Z. And so, as a part of this, when I am working on my overall health, and there are things changing in my life, and I can feel things changing in my health. I had an issue come up, and I picked a new doctor, and she specializes in women of my age. And when I went in and had my first appointment, she's a naturopath. I'm very spoiled here in Seattle, in the Seattle area, because we are allowed to have naturopaths as our primary care physicians. And so she
Yes.
spent an hour with me in my initial appointment and went through everything. And basically at the end, she said, I'm not going to recommend any sort of hormonal support for you, whether that be, bioidentical or botanical support, because you have everything under control with cannabis, and you just let me know if you need something.
Your
Boom.
perimenopausal hot
Boom.
flashing body is
Boom.
in control with your
Yep.
CBG use, which is non
Yep.
intoxicating cannabis that people barely know about. Can you just tell people a little more loudly for the back? Hot flashes controlled by non intoxicating CBG and CBGA that you buy inexpensively from trusted farmers and magically make in your own kitchen your own medicine
Yes.
so much that this doctor who spent an hour with you is like, I'm not going to order you bioidentical hormones. I personally think I want bioidentical hormones when I get older. But what if cannabis has got me? Oh my God, what a concept.
Exactly. Because I was open to whatever she was going to suggest, right? Because there
Yeah.
is a place for doctors, right? We do need doctors. She does have a lot of really fabulous education and a lot of experience, lived experience that she has. But my lived experience is that cannabis is right now enough for me. That supplement is helping me manage what's happening to me in perimenopause. And why would I change it if it's working? And that was her attitude too. Why would I ask you to change it
Why?
when you're already handling it? And so I love that this doctor 100% supportive of something that is legal in my state, and I'm going to keep pushing. Well, actually, she's supportive of THC because it's legal here, but supportive of the fact that CBD and CBG is actually legal in the United States.
And people are
And those
using
are,
it. Should be.
yes, yes. And if
Like,
you're not using it, you should be. And by taking this course with you, it's an investment that you make. Yes, it is an investment. It's an investment of your time, your money. Exactly, there it is. But what you get out of it on the other end is this ability to make your own, custom to what is going to work for you, and you can experiment on yourself because there is nothing dangerous about cannabis. Let's
wonderful
just go
safety
there
level.
too, right? There is
Yes.
nothing. The worst thing that could possibly happen, in my view. Now, this is my opinion, and I am not a doctor, but like, I've had too much THC once,
Mhm.
and I got queasy, and I felt like I was going to throw up, and then I went to sleep, and when I woke up, I was totally fine. Let's contrast that with, oh, I had too much wine, and then I feel crappy, and then I wake up the next morning and I still feel crappy,
You still
right?
feel
And so
crappy.
I no longer drink alcohol because cannabis, for me, it's not only a supplement, but it also provides that sort of relaxation piece that a lot of perimenopausal women are looking for, right? Our lives are stressful. We manage families and jobs and, all these things, and perhaps a second career that you're trying to get started. And, we manage so much. But with cannabis, I no longer drink. I don't drink alcohol.
That's a big
Saves me
update,
money.
people. People coming off
And
of dry January. Are you hearing Alex right now?
yeah, yeah,
Her supplemental and recreational, her healthy and happy use of cannabis is bringing her enough peace to get off the alcohol train that all of America is on. Look, I
yeah,
like a good glass of wine. I like a good craft beer. Don't get me wrong, but not at the cost of feeling terrible. I'm so
yeah,
in tune with my feelings now. Cannabis can help with that. Your
yeah,
physical coming back to your body, your taste buds coming back. You know what I mean? Your general feeling of better health coming back, and it will help you care that you don't want to be on that cycle. I listen to a good amount of one of them. Let's just shout her out, Chelsea Timboy Bowles. I can't remember her name. Sorry, she's an Instagram and YouTube podcaster, a little bit younger than me and you, that who's been talking about going off of alcohol with cannabis too. But she's been talking about it from a much closer relationship with like binge alcohol on the weekends, partying and
mm,
hangovers that like 20-year-olds experience and 30-year-olds if you're in a party lifestyle, and how draining that is. You know what I mean? And it doesn't get better when you get older. You know what I mean? It disrupts our sleep. And here's this other thing that provides so much relaxation, happiness, giggles, laughs when we use, for happiness and for euphoria. And with the added benefit of totally supporting your health and sleep. I mean, with no downsides, except you have to be brave enough and you have to know how to do it at all.
yeah. It is. And and if you're new and you're here and you're watching this and you're curious, Michelle has freebies on her website that will help you. She has a ton of, videos on this YouTube channel where she's talking about what this is like. And I just and even the interviews with us, like you go back to the old ones with us, where you were talking to your students, right after we took the course. we do a lot of education, and just as we're talking about it, and there are, there are books out there, whatever, but like, even if you're new, this course is still for you. Like,
Hmm.
you have a whole, I mean, actually, I don't know how you're running it now. I'm assuming people still have a whole year to finish it,
Yes, yes, yes.
because it's
I
all
have
recorded.
massive
And
deals
so,
coming. Nobody leave. Lots of things
okay,
coming down the pipeline when in the details.
okay,
I
good.
can't wait to hear what you think about what my offer is going to be because I just decided.
Okay.
But I
Well,
love this where you're going because this was the question of who do you think it's for? Why?
yeah,
I do
yeah.
agree with you that if people heard about me and are just already there somehow, where they're like, yep, cannabis is for me. This is the way forward. I'm ready to explore this and I do not want to waste any time. You know what I mean? Like, I think this
Mhm.
course is perfect, but I don't have a lot of students like that. Most of my students are the opposite. Have been doing it a little bit, want to know more. They have felt the power, but they don't understand it to these levels, and they don't have the kind of confidence in their DIYing. So that's the majority of people agree, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I think that, but as a, like, I think it is for new people. It is for people who have a little more experience. But I think even as a new person, if you've been hearing, you know, what about CBD? CBD could help me. Well, in this course, you learn how to make your own, and it saves you so much money. Like, I
Yeah.
go back to that when I tell people that in your course they can learn to take a commercially purchased concentrate and put it in some lotion, and suddenly they have an instant topical that's going to help them with their pain.
Yes.
That's for new people. That's
That
for
is.
newbies. Like, even coming in and learning that, and learning how to manipulate and understanding what a concentrate is, because here in Washington State, a gram of concentrate of CBD with some THC in it is $20. And when
Yes.
you buy that same product retail, it might be $80 to $100,
80 to $100. The same
right?
thing infused into a liquid and diluted is more money
Yeah,
because people don't know how to make it
do it
and it's
exactly.
so inaccessible. I mean,
Yeah, and like that, having that knowledge and being able to understand that. I have taught Lyft drivers how to make topicals when they're driving me, because they're like, "Oh, can I ask you some questions?" And I'm like, "Of course." And I hear, "My mom has arthritis in her hands. Will this
yes.
help her?" And then I go, "Oh, yeah, it will help her. And I'll take you a step further. Let me tell you how to make it inexpensively so that
Yes.
you can help her with this, because many of our elders here in the U.S. are on fixed income, right? And so if
Hmm.
we can teach them, because this is not covered, because it is
No.
not totally legal, right?
Hmm.
If we can teach them how to help themselves very easily, making an instant topical by what you learn in this course, that's a win for me. And so, as someone who's like interested in this, as a newbie, just know that taking this course, you're going to have a ripple effect out into the world that you aren't really even thinking about yet. Because your motto, she's taught this to me, you guys: make, take, share, right? You got to make it, you got to take it, and you got to share your knowledge or gift to people if they have never tried it. And I just think, yeah, so newbies, totally for you.
Newbie's totally for
Conversely,
you. You are correct. I think
yeah,
that that's why I wrote like you'd be surprised. Yeah. I think you're perfectly right. Me as a teacher is the unique thing too. Like everything that you touched on, how do I know how to make instant topicals and how do I already know how to teach people about it? Experience. It's
yep,
always been my goal and intention with my cannabis education and use to spread it with my family and loved ones. And they were hard customers, through the prohibition years and up until now with all of the change. Topicals I've learned are the exact way to go and helping to infuse, which is so easy with a concentrate, which is the scariest thing. You're buying like concentrated weed, like that's reefer madness on, like drip, like it's automatically scares people, but it's really not any different from vanilla extract. And I love to get this across. And then, it gives you so much power to help people to put a little bit of infusion into their already beloved lotion that they're already using complexity is the enemy, and getting people to actually do things means making it a little bit more seamless. So that the end result of I want to share this with my arthritic hands mother who's like, cannabis, what? I'm there. I'm right there with you. I've literally lived this. This was overcoming this was one of my goals, and we did it with instant topicals. And then instant topicals just opens the door to instant tinctures
Yep.
and
Yep.
and cannabinoid family tree and all of the things that I teach you. It's very rare and unique because it's me and I'm only one person. But the more I teach people like Alex and some of the other people that I hope you'll look at on my website that have reviews now, and I'm hoping I'll get them to come back for where are they now while we're selling homemade health for this spring. You're gonna find that like this story with Alex, I'm so happy it's not uncommon. These are amazing women leading amazing lives, doing amazing things in each of our communities. Selling salves is one thing. Becoming a hypnotist and healing yourself and your family is another thing. You know what I mean? And you have brought more students to me that I think you're my lead GGG, which is graduate guide. You know what I mean? You are like I think the best, and having you on the channel is a privilege. We were in Vegas when I calendared, and it's finally coming to fruition. It's finally here. So I
Yeah.
do have to give the details, which are that this class is starting in March 15th and it goes 10 weeks. Over those 10 weeks, you can read on my beautiful website, gorgeous, everything you need to know under services, homemade health. You will learn how to make my canna kit of 5 multi-cannabinoid and single cannabinoid tinctures. You will learn how to prepare your home, your kitchen, and your canna pantry, and where to get everything that you need to make things, take things, and share things. I give you resources to farms to buy alternative cannabinoids, and I give you help to buy cannabinoids like THC in your state if it's legal. You can also consult with me, which is like my main job as a cannabis health coach. It's helping you, access products safely wherever you are and helping you understand how to take your medicine. So setting you up for success with the Canna Pantry, teaching you about the cannabinoid family tree so you understand multiple cannabinoid formulation, actually teaching you like simply and easily how to actually make your own tinctures and topicals like instantly. I promise you, Michelle Crawford does not have time to stand over a stove, and nor do I stand over the sink washing everything either. So if you want to learn how to do things the easy genius way with machines, magical machines, which is a bonus class that you get in homemade health, like the Source Turbo by Extract Craft, with whom I have an exclusive coupon to use them since I was a spokesperson with them, and the Art and Effects, which is an infuser and decarboxylator. I have a completely non exclusive coupon with them that a lot of people have. But I save you money on these machines, which will set you up for life. So Alex is here. She did something really awesome with my suppositories recipe. These are cocoa butter suppositories made with trifecta extract. And I have to credit you, Alex, for really taking this all the way. She decided to go ahead and not make single cannabinoid extracts anymore. She makes multi-cannabinoid extracts, bold, rad, awesome, and simple, right?
Yep.
Once you know
Yep.
the foundation, so simple.
Yep.
And then she puts those into these suppositories, but she uses a different mold, this one, which we link you to in our class, and uses them as multi purpose edibles, right? MPE.
Yeah. Yeah. You can eat it. You can apply it as a topical. You can swallow it like a pill. You can use it as a suppository. They're smaller, obviously, the newer suppositories that you were showing there. But yeah, once I realized, hey, I could just make my custom formula, and I've been customizing that formula through the years, right?
Yes.
Because my husband said, if you will put it in a pill, I will take it. Because I'm thinking about his health too, right?
Yes.
And then I realized, oh, I could maybe help him a little more if I started adjusting his, because at first he was like, I just want CBD. And I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, right? Everybody starts somewhere.
Yes.
And then I said, how is it going? And he's like, yeah, I think it's helping. I'm like, okay, can I add some other things? And he's like, okay.
Okay.
And so he didn't know when I did it. And the next round, I added CBG into his mix and a tiny bit of THC. And he started taking the new formula, and about 2 days into it, he's like, "What did you do?" And I said, "What are you noticing?" That's my hypnosis question there. Well, what are you noticing?
I love it.
And he said, "I'm sleeping better." I said, "I added CBG. So isn't that interesting that CBG helps you sleep better?"
It
And
is.
so over the time, I have built him up now, his tolerance up, and because he has some health issues that he's dealing with, that I'm trying to help him support. But I have built him up to taking all 6 cannabinoids every single night. He takes a pill, so he's getting probably 15 milligrams of each cannabinoid every single night. And because I built him up slowly, because I know how to customize his formula, and he never takes a THC break because he's not really looking for it for relaxation. He's really approaching it from a health standpoint. He could care less about getting high. But I know that THC and THCA will actually help the issue that he has. And so
Yes,
I very
absolutely.
slowly built his tolerance up. And so now he's consuming, around 15 milligrams of each cannabinoid just in the pill form that I make for him. And
You are
and
an
he doesn't
angel.
he doesn't he doesn't feel the effects, right? Because I very slowly over time built his tolerance up. Now, if he went for, a month without taking any, of course he would lose his tolerance. And
Yes.
tolerance is something that you teach about in your course. And so, but he doesn't take a break, right? Because he's not worried about the piece about around THC and getting high. He
Isn't that
doesn't really
funny? A
care
whole
about that. Yeah,
conversation about
yeah,
not getting high at all.
yeah,
Like
right.
at all.
Yeah.
And not even
And
caring
using
about it.
THC. Right.
THC. But yeah, THC
Yeah.
is a wonderful medicine for so many things. It's
Yes.
really healthy. And tolerance is a gift, which is we've learned from JJ, another student of mine, who not through me, honestly, but her battles against cancer have been so successful through the gift of tolerance of THC. Because being able to tolerate high amounts of it allows more of it to be in you, which cannabinoids in. They have to get in to do the work. So you are an angel. Did you know that you're the best wife ever?
Thank you. Thank you. I
If you
I
haven't been
just
thanked lately, you should be, because I am so grateful to you for your husband, because you are literally helping his health so much.
yeah,
And
yeah,
against everything, trifecta is a generalist. It's a general idea of consistency and preventative medicine, right? It's supplying your body with something it needs to help it be balanced and healthy, fight off
yep.
all the things that we know are attacking us all the time, support the immune system. You are just,
Hmm.
that is a beautiful idea. Anybody who heard this idea, you should just take that idea. you know? And having you
Yeah.
in my class talking about, like the suppositories as multi-purpose edibles. I mean, we were doing it, but it's like, you just solidified it and went forward with it. And we're a great inspiration to everyone. I whip these things out all the time. I'm like, just rub it, just eat it. To be honest,
Yeah.
we are surviving on it because it's been so hard lately, which is why we need another rev of medicine making. Okay, some
Yes.
details about the class, right? I really need to get this across. It starts March
Yes.
15th. First week, Canna Pantry, prepping and creating all that resource for yourself. So many links. It's an online course. You get access to the whole thing when you buy it. Stay tuned for a half off coupon. I'm sorry, miracle makers. I'm sorry. I have news
Okay.
for you too, but just stay tuned. So, week 2 is instant THC and CBD tinctures with concentrates. That's the number one thing I want you to learn. If you take anything away from us, you can buy concentrates and instantly infuse things like tinctures and topicals. Boom, it's empowering. Week 3, you make a multi cannabinoid tincture for the first time with flowers. So, by that time, everything you ordered from week 1 should be in. There's some timing to this, there's still some program management going on. And you should be able to put some flower batches together, traditionally infuse them in oil. Your art and effects should be in. You should be able to use that and be like, oh my God, this is so easy. I pressed the button before I went to bed. In the morning, I strained it out. Holy crap. You know, I can make my medicine in my sleep, literally with the shell dropper. Week 4 is the original tinctures class ending, where I taught you how to make the sleepy time version of my sublingual tinctures that I teach you to make, which combines other botanicals for the first time with cannabis and hemp. the first time. So now you're empowering yourself with the idea that I can combine more than just cannabis into my formula. Ooh, right? And Sleepy Time
Yeah.
formula, it's a winner, people. What is the number one thing that's going to help you typically get better sleep? What does Sleepy Time do? It really helps with that. So I also teach you how to make your own CBN. Why? So easy. Just double heat your cannabis. But yeah, your art and effects makes it simple, and we talk about it in our class amongst ourselves because we're big canna nerds. And then we go into making topicals in the next the next third of the class. So it's like tinctures is the first third, topicals is the second third, and here we go. We repeat. We use a concentrate to make an instant lotion or salve. You just buy something at the store and infuse it with something you bought, and da 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 da. Now you've got that magical arthritis cream for your mother-in-law. Literally, it's just the perfect thing. The second thing we learn to make is these suppositories and lotion bars because that's what they are, and also edibles. You can basically say that's basically that with cocoa butter and flowers or concentrates, your choice now, because you know how to do both. And then woot, and then the next thing you make is kind of following along with tinctures and topicals, a bigger recipe, Max Healing Salve, which I'm excited to share as I'm exploring more spiritual leadership opportunities in my business. Is very much I found out through research, Alex, based on the biblical recipe for holy anointing oil.
Oh,
What a funny reverse engineering way to come to such a holy,
yeah.
sacramental, well proven recipe for anointing ourselves. So I am
Yeah.
also ordinating everyone in the cannabis church that I'm starting with my Max Healing Salve recipe. Consider yourselves ordinated, initiated. Um,
Yeah.
and that is a wonderful thing that some of my students have even profited from making as a business. And I mean, I money talks, and it says success. The very last thing we do is we learn how to use this Source Turbo machine to make your own extracts, like this THC trifecta, blend extract that I've got here. You can't even tell what it is. It just looks like jelly, but it is a thick extract.
A lot.
A lot of it, it would be hard for you to make that much of it in this. This makes about like a syringe full at a time, but I do have a bigger machine that I will share with the class that makes this much at a time. So, if you are a grower, which a lot of us are. So in the last 3 weeks of class, we work on making CBD, CBG, and THC extract with our Source Turbo machine with each other. And this is a part of the class that a lot of people work up to. Okay, because not only is the machine an expense and an investment, but also just getting there with your skills. To be honest, a lot of people, if you're new, you come in and you do the extract into a lotion or into cocoa butter, and you're like, "Oh my God, I did it!" And you did, and that's amazing, and I'm happy with that. Which is why when you buy the class, you're allowed to take it for like the year, for the whole spring and fall. It took me a while to get this schedule, but it's very classic. Spring and fall, community college style. It's 10 total weeks. We just went over what we do. The price was $6.85, but you have a half off coupon. Can you believe this, Alex? Are you
Half
mad?
off of.
Are you
No,
mad?
I'm not mad. No, I'm not mad.
Okay.
I'm not
It's
mad.
hard for people. I think things are down. I want to support people. I want to get bodies in the classroom. I want this to spread more. What can you do? Slash prices, discounts, discounts, discounts.
Yeah.
Why not give this a shot? So I'm giving a 50% off coupon. It is spring sale. I didn't write this in there yet. I will. Spring sale at cannacuriouscoaching.com. If you sign up for Homemade Health in the month of March, you will get it for half off. So that is a wonderful deal, a spectacular deal. I figure there you go. If you are a miracle maker, don't even do that. I have another deal for you. If you've already been through the class like Alex many times and paid all of my prices, I appreciate you so much. All I ask from you is that you buy a Rep Your State of Mind product. That's all I
Okay.
ask. I want you
Done.
to buy me a Rep Your State of Mind product for yourself or for someone else, and I need to get a picture of it. This is obviously great marketing and obviously what have you, but it came to me this morning when I was thinking about this, like, what can I do that makes sense and what do I want? So, I want people to buy Rep Your State of Mind and wear it. I want to normalize, destigmatize, and represent our lifestyles out there in the world. So, thank you. And I hope it benefits you, miracle makers, to buy a t-shirt or a sweatshirt, give it to someone, you know what I mean? If that's something, as a gift. and then you're in for
Yeah.
the class. That's what I want.
I'm excited because that means now I'm going to order my rainbow leaf sweatshirt that I've not yet ordered.
Yes.
So, all right, it's in my
All right,
future.
game
It's in
on,
my
right?
future. Yeah,
Game
yeah.
on. This might be the way
Um,
forward for me.
and then just to tell people who are thinking about investing, I've done this course multiple times, and I am a miracle maker. I will be attending with with everyone else, right? I go through the course over and over because I always learn something new, or it sparks an idea for me, and then I'm able to do. And let's talk about the biggest part. It is great community. I have so many friends in the community that Michelle has created. And so, that don't discount that part. We're a super welcoming group. Everybody is super friendly and helpful. And, Michelle answers questions, but so do we. And she
Yes.
gives us a way to do that through groups that we're in. And, there were times when I was learning to use my Source Turbo. I also want to say to people, don't be intimidated by that thing. You don't have to invest in it the first time you do this. If you take the course once, you can become a miracle maker, right? And then you can
Yes.
buy your Source Turbo the next year and learn to use it. Like, don't let the Source Turbo scare you away, because I didn't get mine out the first round.
Nope.
It was too scary for me. Now, though, I can, right? It's just a piece of kitchen equipment, and I know
It's
how to
just
use it.
another
And
piece of kitchen equipment. You're like a
it's,
coffee maker, my Fico
it is,
maker. It's so
it is.
easy.
It's all the same. So, that when I was learning to use that, you live in California, I live in Washington. You're in a little higher elevation than me because you're not at the coast.
Yes.
I'm down at essentially sea level. And so I was trying to troubleshoot my Source Turbo, and the community helped me so much. Other people in the community who were also down at sea level, like me, because the Source Turbo was developed in Colorado. Wow, difference in height there, but they know it's going to be used at various altitudes. And the reason this is important is because it creates a vacuum seal so that it can reclaim the alcohol for you, and just that alone saves you so much. So
So
if you're
much money.
thinking, well, I read I could just let my alcohol evaporate off and I could have concentrate. Yes, absolutely,
It's
you can
true.
do it that way. But with the Source Turbo, I reclaim so much of my alcohol and reuse it over and over and over, and it saves me money, exactly because you have to use 190 or 200 proof alcohol, and that alcohol is not cheap because it's not watered down. And it's actually, it's so funny because I use Everclear 190. I don't know if you've seen their label lately. Oh, it's
No.
all about extraction. They've changed their label. It's all about this is what you use to do extractions.
I'm so
I
excited.
I'll
Okay,
send
so
you a
this is the
photo
kind
when
of
I'm
thing that we're
home.
going to talk about like in our
Yeah,
class, because we will
yeah,
talk. Like, yeah, that's so cool.
yeah. Like they're changing their marketing because people are doing this kind of thing. And
See, you
and
guys, join the
can't.
future. Look it.
Yeah, yeah. It is. It is. Absolutely. So yeah, yeah.
Alex, that's awesome. That is so cool. All right, you
So
guys.
I want to see people there. This is a great deal at half off. Like,
It's
jump
half
on it.
off.
Like, don't wait. Jump on
I
it.
know.
Sign up
And
in
you know
March.
what? I need to
Do
get
it.
the band back together, Alex. Like the
Yes.
reason the Rep Your State of Mind, I need to send an email after this to tell everyone in our groups, hey,
Yes.
your special deal is buy something from Rep Your State of Mind and you're in the because
In the next
I
round.
do
Yeah.
have already like over 50 students who will be able to take care of that deal. Yay! But everybody knew, if you haven't taken it before, half off for you. And we do have a monthly payment plan, so it's half off the monthly payment plan as well. So use
Wow.
that coupon spring sale at cannacuriouscoaching.com, homemade health, to sign up for the class. Which starts March 15th and ends before Memorial Day, because no summers, no holidays. But we make
Right.
our medicine. Here's something, Alex, before we go, the reason why we have to have people come back, and why they have to stay for the whole year, why they might as well just, like, this is something a year later that I think you have more perspective on. Why that I say, yeah, you're just in it for the year. Don't worry about it. You're in it for the double classes. And oh, guess what? I need a runway for you to stay in the class but not pay the tuition again and again. Why do these things have to exist?
Because it's so much easier to make your medicine in community. right? It's like, I mean, I don't know if that's where you were headed, but
I
that's
was
where I
also
feel.
going to say
It's like,
because you have to keep going with it once you start. Like
oh, you do,
you
you
will
do, and
convert
you do.
completely to this.
You absolutely do. And I use returning to the course as part of sort of the routine. And I need to make concentrate right now. And so I'm
Yes.
super happy that March 15th, actually, I have enough to do another round, but I like to stay ahead. And so I have concentrate, trifecta concentrate made, but I'm about to use that up. So that means I need to go into this whole situation again where I'm doing can of pantry so that I decarb the flour that I need so that I can make this. Because when I make concentrate, I'm using 28 grams of flour at a time of every single one, right?
She's
I
so
am
cool,
not,
you guys.
I only like to make concentrate. I make my concentrate like 3 times a year, probably.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. That's
And the
it.
rest of the time, I'm just dispensing it out of my little jar, weighing it out, marrying it with my cocoa butter, making my little pills using one of those little molds. So
You
that's
are
where I go.
doing amazing things. You're maintaining your own perimenopausal health and avoiding hot flashes. You understand cannabinoids. You're helping your husband. You know, he's on a multi-cannabinoid, regimen in his sleep because of you and your miracles. You're saving money by doing this. You're brave in talking about it. I think that you've also become like this. You always were, but like the hypnotism business and all the things you've been able to do this year in your business life and personal life, support, as a well-resourced, healthy feeling, supported woman that you've created for yourself. I mean, that's the glory right there. It's like priceless and amazing. We
Yeah.
didn't even
I,
really, but you're amazing and you know it.
I do know it. I do know it. But part of healing is being able to recognize it in yourself, right? To be
Exactly.
able to have
Exactly.
that, oh, yes, I can be proud of myself. Like, don't discount, I mean, not you, but because I know you don't, but like people in this, like, yes, you're learning to make medicine and your life is going to change.
Yes.
It's just going to. And so where you go with that, right, is then up to you. But it is a life changing course to take because you're so empowered to like, wow, I can take care of my own health.
Okay, not for marketing purposes, but like real deal. There are some things like I'm a one human person. I'm already telling people in my email that I need this round because I need to get back on track. I'm not coming from a perfect place with this right now. Like I kind of need to get with it with this round as a business owner too. And the struggle is very real. A lot of people in our class are in similar, entrepreneurial journeys, and we do support each other in that a little bit as well. And doing this for me, I just have to be very honest with you, is part of it. Like, you know what I mean? My entrepreneurial journey, I'm not going to act like everything's perfect because it's not.
No.
But it helps a lot. It's, better with cannabis, which is my heartbeat message. It's better because of
Mm-hmm.
community. It's better because of the rhythm that we get into by committing to the consistency of offering the class, being together, even when we're coming from this place of like, oh my gosh, and like the Canna Pantry preparation and like this foundation that we have with each other, I've leaned on like the preparation of the past to move forward into the future with it, even though I'm in a difficult place a little bit, like struggling. That support from what I set up for myself, like you will do is in a Canna Pantry situation, and like you will do by learning all of this knowledge and practicing these skills, will help in the future as things get hard in whatever way they're going to get hard. You know what I mean? And then the rhythm of us coming together and being honest about that and having a place to share and make medicine together. That's kind of like another part of the offering, what we're doing. And I want to be very clear that, like, yeah, it's a one woman show. So if you have questions, just kind of, you can put them down in the chat below. You can email me from my website and send contact messages and all that stuff. But it's going to be me, and my response rate is going to be, reasonable business hours, that kind of thing. And we do have a Facebook group that kind of only lightens up around this time. It's not really a live Facebook group. Maybe if I get Renee Leonard in there, she'll probably like do massive awesome things with it, just by touching it. But we're gonna get live in the Facebook group, just basically starting with the class, and it's probably gonna be like that all the time. The online group support is the hardest for me. I'm very good at like being on YouTube or Instagram, but like supporting on Facebook is my challenge. So there is an online group, there is an online class, there are meetings that we do live once a week for the 10-week course, and there is a companion guide that you can print out, resources and discounts. The sale is 50% off all of March. We start March 15th, we end before Memorial Day. It's half off with spring sale. If you're a miracle maker, all you have to do is buy a Rep Your State of Mind thing and wear it proudly or give it to someone to spread the good word. Look for email from me. You can find Alex at alexmitchellcoaching.com. I'll put her links below. Thank you so much, Alex. It's getting so loud where
Welcome.
you are.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, lunchtime has hit. I am at a ski lodge because
You're at a ski, and I'm
yeah,
grateful
my
for
kid
joining
was
me.
out of school. Yeah,
Yeah, I know, for some bad smells, weird, whatever.
yeah.
Uh, Thank you so much. Your
You're
story is
welcome.
so compelling. You know what I mean? I'm very proud of you, and I'm grateful to you for coming on board on Friday. We love getting together on Friday and just
Yes.
starting our weekend off right. You know?
Yep. 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 And when I get home, I will have my 420 time once I'm done driving the kids home, which will
As you
be
well
in another
deserve.
3. Exactly. Exactly. All right.
Hmm.
Well, it was great to talk to you today. I look forward to seeing some new people in the group. I'm assuming you're going to link to the pink Facebook group.
I'm
So
gonna link.
if you have questions and you go in that Facebook group and post them, know that miracle makers are in that group. And if we don't see Michelle jump right on that, we're going to jump in and answer the questions
Yes.
for her. So
I'm
you
so
might get a
grateful to
message
my
from me.
miracle makers for doing this. It is really, really I need more of you. So yeah, join in, become one, and help
Yeah.
support other people because
Yeah.
I need help. Thank you.
It's the community, and so we are here and we want to welcome you to the community, and I'm so excited to see Renee Leonard in this. Oh my God, Renee Leonard, can't
I
wait
know.
to
Don't
see you
you want to
there.
be talking to Relay Leonard every week? I'm
Exactly.
excited.
Exactly. So I will see you there whenever you sign up. Half off
Thank
in
you,
the month of
Alex.
March. I mean, my
Half
God,
off the month
jump
of
on this
March.
deal. Jump
Jump
on
on
this
it.
deal. Yeah.
Thanks everyone
Bye.
who joined. Thanks, Alex. Have a great week, everyone. See you later. Bye. And in the
Bye.
class.